Hello there everyone and welcome to a brand new video on the GL Animations channel. Today we have a very special guest. He is a very good friend of mine and a very old friend.
Hello everyone. I've been a huge fan of my friend here. He's been working with Lego and creating stop motions for practically 3 years now. And he's the one that probably got me also into Lego. And I'm thankful for it.
You are welcome. You are very welcome.
And that I have a good friend that supports me.
You are also a very good friend, my old friend. Some of you may remember my friend from a very old video, kind of. Let's play a flashback here to remember this. A huge Lego Star Wars animation, which I'm going to make with the help of one of my friends, which is going to provide me some Lego minifigures that I don't have.
I've been some sort of a sponsor to you.
Yes, you are a very good sponsor. You are pretty much in the lore of the channel now.
I am canon to this channel.
You are canon. You are not a legend now. And today we are going to be talking about Disney Plus series. The live action ones, not Clone Wars and all of that. Because we haven't seen it. All of it. We have to see it.
Not yet.
I am the sun.
In the name of the Galactic Empire, you are under arrest.
I am a stormtrooper. You can't do this to me. It's unfair. We pretty much said all the jokes that we usually say. Okay, so we are going to talk about The Mandalorian first. So, do you like The Mandalorian?
I think it is a good series. I hope that this also continues in the new season 3. Yes. I have seen some teasers and some...
Yes, they were on the celebration.
We didn't
go to a celebration.
No, we didn't.
We are very far from a celebration.
We're in a city far, far away from...
in a galaxy.
In a galaxy. Far, far away
from America.
From the US. So we didn't have the opportunity to go.
Yes.
Maybe next year.
Yes, maybe. Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Hopefully one day. So yeah, I do like The Mandalorian very much also. I believe it is very good. The story...
It is very good.
This is very simple English. I really like the story. It has a nice beginning, middle and end. The production is great, I believe. It looks like a movie, a high budget movie.
Yes, a big high budget movie because all the... I don't know if you haven't seen, but it's like...
Yes,
the huge screens.
Yes, they have the screens. I don't remember the name. Yes, I don't remember how they are called.
Yes, there are some called like...
But yeah, they don't have green screens and blue screens. They have these huge screens
that project the...
Yes, the
image that they want to have as a background.
And the cool thing is that they move with the camera. They have a system where if you move the camera,
oh no, I didn't know that.
The background also moves.
They are tracked with the camera.
Yes, the virtual camera.
The virtual camera.
This is revolutionary technology, I would say.
It
makes everything look more real. The actors have...
It adds more realism in the film, even more. Actually.
Yes, even
more. It is already very realistic, it adds even more, which makes it even better.
Yes. So, let's talk about the favorite and least favorite episode. If you remember your favorite episode.
To be honest,
you haven't seen it in a long time.
Yes,
in
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen 1 year. I only seen the episodes one time when they released, so I haven't really watched them. I have to.
Well, I think I have seen the first episode of season 2 a second time, but the rest it's just small scenes on YouTube I see.
Yeah, kind of the same. My favorite episode has to be the last one, where Luke Skywalker comes and destroys.
This is such an emotional episode.
Such an emotional, just epic. With a lot of lightsaber battles between Din Djarin.
Yes, the dark saber and the Beskar and spear. It is awesome. Very awesome.
Very awesome. It was epic that Luke Skywalker came and destroyed every single one of the Dark Troopers. None was left behind.
Not just the men, but the children. And the women too.
And the women too.
They were droids and they were killed like droids.
They were treated like one.
Like droids. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about The Mandalorian is the music.
Please don't. Don't sing.
You don't like me singing?
No, I don't.
But yeah, the music is really great, I believe.
Yes, but the other series we're gonna talk about in a minute that has the best music. Has one of the best. The Book of Boba Fett.
Well, I do prefer the music of The Mandalorian, but yeah, the Book of Boba Fett also has some great music. I will give you that. Okay, I believe we are ready to move to the book of Boba Fett. Now, well, I think I prefer the Mandalorian to the book of Boba Fett. To me, the book of Boba Fett is fine. It has great episodes and some not really great episodes.
To be honest, it was kind of the same because okay, the music was kind of right. The music they put on credits
is really great. First, I was skeptical and I didn't like it as much as Mandalorian, but it is great. I would say that.
I'll give you that, but the episodes did not give out the same vibe and the same.
Yes, they were different.
They were not that great.
But the plot was lower. Somehow.
It was a series that was done after The Mandalorian, so The Mandalorian was a big success, an enormous success, so after The Mandalorian you wait to see something big, maybe bigger than The Mandalorian.
And I will add with an even better story. I would prefer if the Book of Boba Fett had a much better story that you were more excited to see.
Yeah, practically the same as you, my friend. Nothing less, nothing more than what you just said.
And it is kind of weird that my favorite episodes are the ones that don't have Boba Fett.
You mean The Mandalorian 2.5?
Yes, The Mandalorian season 2.5. It was weird because they were my favorite episodes. The 5th episode even have Boba Fett.
It was kinda of an episode that told us about what The Mandalorian is doing after letting Grogu go with Luke Skywalker to train.
I also believe that it should have been in season 3, at the beginning of season 3. It could have been much better, I believe, for the story. Because Grogu and the Mandalorian reunite way too quickly.
To be honest, it should have been a bit longer, not that quickly.
Okay, let's talk about the blue elephant in the room. Cad Bane.
Yes, the elephant in the room.
The cold-blooded killer.
Of the season, he wiped out Boba, Cobb Vanth.
But like he's alive.
He's alive.
There is
blood armor.
He shouldn't be alive. And we will talk about this more in the Obi Wan show, because it is kind of ridiculous in some moments.
In some occasions.
It is very goofy.
It's just like stabbing became something.
Poor Qui-Gon. He was the only one who was affected by stabbing.
Well, also another theory is that Cad Bane is alive. He's not that, like that. It was so stupid just to do that.
It could be really goofy and ridiculous if he lived after that. But
okay, he got impaled, but she was just in play. Poor Qui-Gon.
Poor Qui-Gon.
He was stabbed with a lightsaber. Or Riva, he was stabbed also with a lightsaber.
Yes.
And in the next episode, it was like
Disney has to do something about it, because
it makes no sense.
It is getting really ridiculous, I would say. Okay, we were talking about the Book of Boba Fett more than I was planning. So let's say one final thing. I believe that the pacing should have been better. The villains should have been more personal to Boba Fett.
Just random people that he met in the desert, like.
Yes, and also his motivation to stop them. It was kind of weird because at first it seemed like there was some motivation, but then he killed the people that killed the Tusken Raiders, and he didn't know that the Pikes had killed them
in the first place.
So there's no real motive here, but. Whatever.
It was kind of weird. What was kind of weird. Let's move on.
Let's move on to Obi Wan Kenobi.
One of the best, in my opinion, Disney Plus series. I hope they continue like that.
Yes. Well, I do think that The Mandalorian was better, in my opinion. I liked it more.
The Mandalorian was one of the best.
Yes, it was.
But the second has to go to Obi Wan.
Yes. Obi Wan is the second. Far better than the Book of Boba Fett. It had better pacing, better story.
And the thing is that it had characters that we knew before, like Obi Wan,
we
loved.
We loved, We loved them.
They love me.
And yeah, I believe that Obi Wan Kenobi was in the middle, as we said. It had many awesome moments. It had very moments that you were very emotional. The final episode was so satisfying. It had a very satisfying conclusion.
I agree with you, my friend. It was. It had an emotional and an epic conclusion to the series.
Yes, especially the last 10 minutes. I think they were great.
It wasn't my favorite that Riva lived, the third sister. It was such a cool and epic way to put an end in that character, to leave her die in
just to kill
in
her.
The planet planet.
It was like poetry, like George Lucas says. It rhymes. That she was a youngling and she was killed by Darth Vader. It was kind of poetic. First of all, the series was going to be a movie first.
Yes, I heard that it was going to be trilogy. It was so
I
weird.
Imagine
The Obi Wan trilogy.
The Obi Wan trilogy. That's such a funny name to say. But yeah, in the original script, she was going to die in that moment. But the rest of the series was also pretty great. We have to say that.
Yeah,
We shouldn't just talk about the finale. We have to talk about all of it.
we have other 5 episodes to talk about. Also.
Yes. Well, I think my favorite episodes were the first one, the third, the fifth, and the sixth. The other two were fine in my opinion.
Well, my favorites have to be the first and the last one.
Yes.
Because the first talked about how Obi Wan was doing after
Yes.
what had happened in Mustafar.
It was more personal, it showed the character, and the pacing, as we said previously, was slower. It allowed for us to see
To
the
catch
character.
up with
Yes.
Obi Wan, with what was he doing in Tatooine.
Well, let's say what was the best and worst episode in the series, in your opinion.
Well, in my opinion, it was the one that they were running around the city chasing
Right.
Leia. Yeah, I think that's a bit of a weird episode, to be honest.
My least favorite episode is the fourth one, with the Fortress Inquisitorius. First of
Yeah,
all,
that's a name for the
first of all, this is
it's a very funny and weird name at the same time.
and kind of goofy name. Like, I get it, Star Wars is kind of goofy sometimes, but
Not
this
that
is
goofy.
this is really stupid in my opinion. It is like calling the Jedi Temple Temple Jedius.
Why not? It's not that bad of a name, to be honest. It's going to something that we're probably gonna see in the future because Disney is kinda crazy with this sort of
Naming.
thing.
Let's get back to Obi-Wan now
Let's get
because we are kind of talking about everything here and not talking about the show. And yeah, my least favorite episode was the fourth one. It was just a copy of the second one, which we also didn't like a lot. Leia has been captured many times. Three times in
in 6 episodes, in like the span of like 4 days.
yes.
Like every day they're capturing him.
And it's kind of like her father Anakin. He is the master of getting caught, as said by the king.
By the one and
The
only.
OG, the Obi-Wan. She's like her father in that regard.
Also,
But-
as Obi-Wan had told her, she has the same characteristics as her mother, Padme.
We also learned that he had a brother, Obi.
She had a brother. I didn't know that.
Maybe that's leading to a spin-off show. There is a possibility.
Obi-Wan's brother.
The second Obi-Wan. Okay, let's get back to the episode because we keep talking about other things. We didn't talk about Darth Vader. we are talking so long about this, we didn't talk about Darth Vader. He was awesome. Actually awesome. Just awesome. In the third episode, he was killing people, torturing them.
Not just torturing them, he was killing them like they were
Animals.
and he treated like animals.
Yes, I think they did him very well in the series. He was actually more awesome than in the original trilogy. Since he was younger in the Obi Wan series, he had more moments where he was brutal with others.
He
and
wanted
he
to
was,
take revenge
Yes.
on what his master did.
he was more emotional, which I liked.
It was.
Especially final moment in episode 6 with Darth Vader.
He broke his mask.
Yeah.
It bring more emotions to the episode. When he broke the mask, it was kind of half of talking Anakin, it was
Yes.
half of the masks.
Yes,
Voice
it was a
changer.
combination of
Of the two.
James Earl Jones. He does the voice for Darth Vader for many years now.
Yes, he is from the original trilogy.
I like the combination between his voice and Hayden Christensen. He was great in the series.
So epic.
I like him better than in the prequels in this series. In the prequels, he was a good actor, but the dialogue sometimes was very stiff, I would say. He didn't have a lot of chance to show emotion, mostly in Attack of the Clones. In Revenge of the Sith, he had plenty of opportunities. And the same with
Ian
McGregor.
McGregor.
He was amazing in the series. He was the best actor in the series.
Yes.
There were 3 or 4 moments where he wouldn't say nothing, and his face tells everything.
Tells everything.
He was awesome in Revenge of the Sith and the other prequels, but mostly in Revenge of the Sith. But in the series, he was 1,000,000 times better, which I didn't think it was possible. It was humanly possible.
That's impossible!
And yeah, the performances were mostly really good, I would say. I think Riva could have been better in the first episodes. In the last, she was better. Her final scene in the 6th episode was great. This fight is really great. We didn't mention this, but I have to say it is really great. Probably the best fight in the whole series. Moving on. Well, one problem that I do have with the series is the production. sometimes it is great, and other times it looks like a fan film, especially in the cinematography, how it was shot. This is something that I'm interested in, so I noticed it. Maybe you didn't notice it.
Yeah, I haven't noticed it. I'm not really making detail. I'm just trying to have a smart span. I'm just trying to see the show
for what it is.
For what it is, not for the production and such.
Yes, this is kind of my thing because I'm making short films and YouTube videos with stop motion. So it's something that I take into consideration from every series that I watch. But I have to say that in comparison with other series I also watch, this is very high budget, I have to say, for television series. This looks better. Some of the effects in fourth episode look weird, but it mostly looks good.
Yes, it is. But it was something weird that lightsabers are now considered to be bats. Obi Wan was hitting his lightsaber to the stormtrooper and he was like deflating with his armor like with Beskar.
Well, I do have a defense for that. I believe that he did that to not dismember the stormtroopers in front of Leia. But maybe this is my way of thinking. They didn't think that, and it was just that the prop that was used. And you would expect that this series that the fans are mostly looking forward to it, that it would have the best production in the whole world. But there are many shots that do look great, I believe. I think the first 3 episodes look the best. There was the camera shaking in the action scenes that I noticed, and it was kind of distracting.
I didn't notice it.
Yes.
Like
I said previously, this is something that I mostly notice.
I don't know, I haven't really noticed it. You told me that the camera was shaking and that you were a bit distracted.
I did say that.
A bit dizzy.
Yes, in the final episode, in the 6th episode, the scenes on Tatooine, the camera was shaking like crazy. It was kind of weird. Most of the time, it wasn't a huge issue. But in those scenes, it was weird. And there are also many scenes that were shot on night, which don't look very visually impressive.
I do not have anything else to say about it. It was a good series. And
yes, let's wrap this up because we are talking for very long.
Half an hour and maybe more. Well, more because I have well, never mind. It is a lot of time actually.
Yes, it is a lot of time. But yes, I think the series is great. There are some problems. There are some goofy scenes. There's also the scene where they chase Leia. This was kind of goofy. We didn't talk about that, but we are moving quick now, and I have to mention it.
Yes, it was goofy. Because grown men are chasing a freaking child and they cannot keep up with it, or this doesn't make sense. Just doesn't.
It did have some problems. I would have liked to not have these problems, but for what it was really great, I have to say.
It was.
There are some side characters that we didn't talk about. It was Tala, yes. I couldn't remember her name before you said it. She was interesting. She was very interesting.
It was kind of strange how she didn't throw the grenade and Third Sister's away, because it would have instantly killed her and she wouldn't have died.
Yes, but plot armor is a thing in Star Wars.
It is.
It is the strongest character, the plot armor. But overall, I would say that there are many scenes that did work. You said it some moments ago, but the scene with Vader in the final episode was great. There are so many great scenes, I would say. And we don't have much else to say. We didn't have a script for this, we just talked, as you just realized, because we were all over the place.
They are.
But yeah, that was it. Overall, the series on Disney Plus, we did like most of them very much. But I do hope that they space them out better, because they are releasing all of them at once and it is hard to keep up. This is also the problem with Marvel that I'm noticing lately, because I used to watch Marvel a lot, but now it has so many movies a year that I skip most of them. But
the thing is that there's so many series coming out. There's like a Ahsoka series coming out.
This is going to be great, I believe, but there are so many.
There is Tales of the Jedi. That's animated, but never mind, it's gonna be new.
Yes.
Andor, it's gonna come out.
Yes, Andor, which looks better than Obi Wan. This is weird.
I saw the trailer, it was like Andor on Andor. Andor was Andor.
But yeah, he was a character for Rogue One that I don't remember really loving. But I hope the series will be good. So this was very fun, my old friend.
Yeah, same thing, it was. I am happy to be a part of the channel. I am canon, as I have said before. And I'm gonna see you guys sometime in the future.
Yes,
probably.
My friend here is thinking of creating his own channel one day. When he does, I will link his channel in the description to check him out. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed the latest episode of Gel Animations, and I hope to make more videos like this, because the motions are fun, but they take a lot of time. We recorded this in maybe 2 hours, 1 hour.
We started at 10, it's now 12:40.
Yes.
It's about
Okay.
2.5 hours.
Okay, let's finish it now. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye everyone.